everyone, it's Jackie Potter with our May 2025 market update. And although it seems like there were small changes in the market, I do feel like these are very measurable changes and definitely some good indicators as far as what the market's going to be doing in the future in 2025. So let's get into it, starting with the highest and lowest sales of the month. The highest sale of the month was a $13 million property in Hope Ranch on Via Abrigada. It was like a cosmetic fixer on over 5 acres of land, ocean views, super gorgeous. It did come on the market in 2022 and it started at $22 million. And it kind of brought up a point. I had to check the data to make sure I was correct, but there's actually been a 75% increase in sales activity in Hope Ranch as opposed to last year. I feel like after COVID, Hope Ranch kind of sizzled out, but this year there's definitely been a lot more momentum, so that is something to note. And then I also had to check the data on the lowest sale of the month in May because it was a property on 19 Fremont Lane, which I had never heard of, but I checked and it's up the 154, kind of near Paradise Road. It was just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom cabin up there. So if you like Red Rocks and I guess being between Santa Barbara and wine country, that is a perfect little vacation spot. Going into the regular market here in Santa Barbara, single family homes didn't really have too much of a change in sales. I think there was 86 home sales this year, and last year there was 85. So only one difference in sale, but really the difference is price point. I'm hearing a lot of agents saying in May, the price point dropped for single family homes. And yes, it's true, it dropped 12%. So our median sales price is now 2.2 million. But I checked, and in May of 2024, there were 2 sales that were $20 million and a bunch that were above $5 million. So I think that's why there's such a discrepancy there. I still think $2.2 million is a lot of money for a median sales price here in Santa Barbara. So I don't want anyone to get the impression that sales are dropping a lot. If you look into the condo segment, you will see that there's been an increase in sales and there has also been an increase in price. And this is something that I find very important. Obviously, as single family home sales continue to increase, the buyer pool for condos is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm also going to provide you guys just on the screen somewhere here, just kind of some of the median sales prices for, like I said, Carp, Goleta, Santa Barbara, Summerlin, Montecito, all of that. So you can kind of gauge where every market is at because they do differ just a little bit. Getting into inventory. So inventory is definitely increasing. We are at 3.5 months of inventory, which has been on a steady increase through the whole year. That being said, it's still definitely within like what somebody would consider a seller's market. But we are seeing a pretty distinct difference in the homes that are selling and the homes that are causing this inventory to increase. So I think, yes, there are a lot of new listings coming on, but there are also a lot of listings that are sitting on the market for single family homes. Days on market has been increasing. It's about 40 days on the market. And for condos, it's still roughly around 30. So that one is still moving pretty quickly. We are 40% cash market, and I wanted to double check Montecito because that kind of varies. And they actually saw 75% of all sales were cash in May. So what all of that is telling me is yes, new homes are coming on the market, and yes, some homes are sitting. But when you keep looking into it, the sale to list price ratio came in at 97%. And that really just means that homes sold for about 3% below their asking price. And then when you look deeper into it, it says that 20% of homes sold over the asking price, which is 1 in 5. So that really tells me something important. While there is a subset of well-positioned inventory that is still moving rather quickly, you can easily catch yourself in that longer inventory time period where you're sitting on the market for 40 days, 50 days, 60 days. We're seeing a lot of that. And then at that point, you're kind of fumbling through what I consider a very shifting market. Like I said, it's definitely still a seller's market on paper, but I think what we're feeling is buyers are a lot more hesitant to pull the trigger. You're seeing deals get done in the 3rd week of being on the market instead of in the 1st week. And then also the things that are getting done in the first week are priced really well, they're presented really well, and it feels like a good opportunity for buyers. So like I said, I feel like these shifts were minor, but they definitely give a good indication as far as this shifting market that we're seeing. And I think for sellers, you really need to just be very, very strategic on how you present your home the first moment it hits the market. And for buyers, I do think there's an opportunity in there if you're not willing to pay the asking price, or you're just somebody who wants to get in and possibly get a deal done. I think if something's been sitting on the market for 2 to 3 weeks, there's some room in there to start having a discussion about pricing. That being said, every market and every neighborhood here in Santa Barbara does differ. So if you have specific questions on where you're looking to either sell or buy, please reach out. This is an interesting market, but it's still a very fun market to work within. I think you can have success on both sides. It's just about getting super clear about your strategy. So like I said, please reach out. I'm happy to discuss with you. My name is Jackie Potter. Have a great day.